How many times have I told you to clean this room and stop listening to this Russian rubbish? God, look at this room, Robert. Completely disorganized. What am I constantly telling you? Be highly motivated and disciplined. Where's the evidence of order and discipline in this room?
I don't want to live in
Now
that.
look, it's 8:15. Your physics class starts in exactly 40 minutes, so you better leave or you'll be late.
You know, I passed my driving test recently.
Yes?
And you said that I might be able to use your car sometime.
Well, not to go to school, for goodness sake. Anyway, a walk will do you the world of good. Remember, only the best and fittest become pilots, and you're going to be both. Now, it's 8:16, time to go. Oh, you clumsy! Do you know how long that took me to make that Spitfire? And how on earth are you going to fly with that lack of coordination?
Look, I'm so sorry. If you...
What use is that now? Time and tide wait for no man. Work hard and you'll get on the officer training program, I guarantee it. So don't let me down.
Morning. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine and dandy, thank you.
Jude called me this morning. She's not coming in.
She's not coming in. You know what amazes me? The injustice of life. There are some people, like Dr. Conscientious Carlyle, who manage to get away with anything. Pretending they're ill, colleagues covering up for them, destroying people's families, and there's some people who work really hard and nobody seems to notice, and I'm fed up with it.
That can be rectified.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
Obviously. I've had a very rough night, and I need this like a hole in the head. Debbie, if you want to go on working here, you need to exercise a bit more diplomacy, especially when you're talking about the partners who are, after all, your employers. What are they?
My employers.
Excellent. So what's the problem?
Dr. Carlyle isn't coming in. She's not feeling very well.
She's got food poisoning. I'll check up on her later.
Good morning, Riverside. How may I help you?
Mac, I've got to do a house calls this morning. You're going to be all right by yourself?
Yeah, fine. As long as you're back by 12, I may have to go somewhere.
Morning.
What time does Susie's funeral start?
12:30.
I don't want to sound callous, but I'm glad I don't have to be there.
I wish I didn't. Someone's got to go.
How's Ronnie?
Oh, you know, everything's under tight control. Oh, I don't know, Helen. It's all such a waste.
Robert Huntley?
Yeah.
Do you want to come through? If you can't tell me what's wrong, I can't help you.
It's difficult.
You're 18 tomorrow. Big party?
Oh, no, I'm going to a concert.
Oh?
At the festival hall. My mother used to play there.
You're not Laura Huntley's son, are you? I heard her playing once. She was brilliant. Is she still doing concerts?
I don't know. We don't see each other anymore.
So, can you tell me what's wrong?
Yeah, I'm leaving school soon, and to become a pilot in the RAF, in my father's old squadron.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's the career of a lifetime. My father flew the Red Arrows, and my grandfather was a Spitfire pilot, so it's this family full of heroes. But,
So what's holding you back?
Weeks and weeks in local sale rooms and auctions and haven't found anything. So we might be able to help you there.
I see that you've decided to ignore Christmas this year.
Oh, I'm not exactly feeling festive.
Well, I can't stay. I've got house calls to make. You look awful.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
You're eating properly.
Yes, Doctor.
Well, clearly you're not sleeping, judging by the dark circles around your eyes.
Is it any great surprise? After the great McQueen family showdown, and Muggins here in the centre of it all?
So, what are you going to do?
I haven't had any calls from Jake or Bill. Debbie probably isn't speaking to me again. Maybe they all hate me by now. Perhaps it'll just all go away.
What? Don't deal with it. Hide your head in the sand. That's what Mac does, not Jude Carlisle.
How are they coping at the surgery?
Jude, talk to me.
What do you want me to say?
That you know this problem isn't going to go away. That you have to sort it out before it really makes you ill.
Okay. But will you tell me what to do first?
Come here.
So you're finding it difficult to sleep? Well, maybe that's exam worries with future plans hinged on their outcome.
Oh, yeah, but I'm always going to the loo. And about 10 minutes after eating, I feel hungry again. And I've noticed this tingling in my hands and my feet, and I'm just really worried.
Well, it could be a number of things, but let's not jump to conclusions, not until we've done some tests.
Tests?
There's nothing to worry about at this stage, just simple blood and urine tests. If you go and see our nurse, she'll sort those out for you.
I'm so sorry. There.
Thank you. Wish all our patients look so happy.
Oh, that's some good news. Oh. Come on.
Hello, Rob. I've missed you so much.
Really?
Of course I have. Come here.
Then why leave?
Your father wasn't always like this. I mean, yes, he was eccentric, and I loved him for being different. But over the years, he became inflexible and controlling. When we first met, he was proud I had a career. He'd even come and watch me rehearse, and then we'd go out to dinner, and he'd make me laugh with all his stories. I suppose I bought into the romanticism of it all, the strong man in the uniform come to sweep me off my feet.
Didn't last for long then.
Everything was fine till I joined the orchestra full-time. You'd gone off to school, and your father was at work. Now, why should I sit at home and wait for you all to return when I could be out playing or giving lessons? Daytime occupation, as your father used to call it, was just about bearable. But when some years later I was offered to go on tour with the orchestra, that was the final straw.
You were so good, Mum. Just wasted talent.
Everything your father loved in me before, he now just seemed to despise. I was some silly woman who didn't know her place and shouldn't be off gallivanting when I had a family to look after. For a while I believed him.
Why didn't you talk to me, Mum? You knew I was having a tough time, didn't you?
I couldn't. I had to just slip away without raising the alarm.
Didn't think I'd keep a secret.
It wasn't like that. Rob, if I had told you, your father would have found out one way or the other, and I wasn't strong enough to face him.
So you walked away and you left. 6 months, 24 weeks, 168 days ago, and you never contacted me.
I've got a military question for you.
Ah, my favourite. Fire away.
How would you feel if you were just about to leave school and you were going to join the RAF to be a pilot in a couple of months?
Great. Not so great.
Maybe that's why he was so worried this morning.
Was he in school uniform?
Yeah.
Didn't look worried when I saw him. In fact, he looked positively pleased with himself.
I didn't get any letters. What letters?
Well, not even the postcard I sent to wish you luck for your exams. Perhaps that got lost.
Oh, we got a card from Aunt Joan in Malta the other week, so there's nothing wrong with the post. But Dad's still complaining about the amount of junk mail we get. It goes straight in the bin.
He still sorts the post then?
Yeah. He would... No. No, that's really mean.
All this time I thought you hated me for leaving, that you'd never forgive me.
No, I can't believe that he would do that. Oh, just you wait until I see him.
I'll wait here for you. Don't be too hard on him.
Dad! Dad! What on earth are you doing home? You haven't missed your maths and physics classes, have you? Vitally important to pass those subjects. No self-discipline, that's your choice.
Dad, it's important.
Look, in a couple of months' time, you'll be in the RAF. Oh, I wish I were your age again. Travelling all over the world, having the pick of any girl you want, parties in the mess, flying a hawk. Stop it!
Dad, I've seen Mum. She told me she wrote lots of letters.
Where did you see her?
It's none of your business. Where are the letters?
There are no letters. You never seem to learn, do you? Your mother cares for nobody but herself. What sort of woman leaves her family without a word?
She didn't.
She did! Your mother's a consummate liar. I discovered that years ago. Don't be deceived by her.
Why should she lie?
She's obviously got a lot of problems. Look, Robert, I've always wanted the best for you. And the best thing I ever had has been the RAF. I want you to enjoy it as much as I did. Huh? Is that so terrible? A father wanting the best for his son?
What about what Mum wants? What I want?
Oh, rubbish. What sort of lies has she been telling you now? How can you believe a woman who walks off and leaves you without a word, then turns up 6 months later and tells you she only wants the best for you? Doesn't make sense, does it? Remember, Robert, I've always been here for you, even though it hasn't been easy for me since you left.
She was so unhappy.
Oh, yes, she was always very good at being melodramatic. Don't let her sidetrack you from your studies. Passing your exams is the key to your future. You know that. So, what I propose is a study period of, say, 1¼ hours and luncheon at 1300 hours. Sound good?
I don't want any lunch. I'm going out later.
Suit yourself. Don't forget your studies.
Is this all the people that are coming?
Yeah, Susie worked for him briefly, and they're a couple of old neighbours. That's all the people I persuade to come.
To be remembered by so few.
Well, at least we're remembering her, that's something.
Is it?
Mac, I didn't expect to see you here.
I didn't expect to be here.
I'm glad you came.
So are we, Mac.
Thanks.
As you can see from my notes, I don't go to the doctors very often. Always been very healthy.
Really? So what can I do for you?
I had a touch of heartburn this morning, that's all. Reached for the tablets. They don't seem to be working anymore.
Right, well, I'll just check your blood pressure and your heart, Mr. Huntley.
Not mister, it's group captain, dear. Look, I'm as fit as a flea. Just need stronger indigestion tablets, that's all.
Group Captain Huntley, I wouldn't be doing my job properly unless I examined you. I'm sure you wanted everything done correctly when you were in the RAF. So if I could take your blood pressure now. If you could just roll your sleeve up for me. long have you been having the pains?
Not long.
Could you be more specific?
About 6 months.
Why didn't you come and see me sooner?
Because I hate hypochondriacs. You know what the RAF doctor said to me before he forced me to retire? He said I had angina. Rubbish, I said. I'm as strong as an ox. But he wouldn't listen, and they pensioned me off.
Well, your blood pressure is a little high. I'll make you an appointment to see the cardiologist at St. Phil's.
You're not listening to me.
If it is angina, the pain could be caused from a narrowing of the artery supplying blood to the heart. It needs to be checked. Did you speak to him?
Yeah. There are no letters. That's what Dad said.
What? I wrote you dozens of letters trying to explain why I left. I care, Rob. I still care. That's why I'm here now.
I don't know what to think now.
I love you, Rob. I wouldn't have abandoned you completely.
Where did you go?
I stayed with friends at first. And then when I got a temping job, I found a run.
Temping? What about the teaching?
You can't teach without confidence.
Oh, Mum. Mum.
It's all right.
What should I do?
Come and live with me. You're 18 tomorrow. Your father can't stop you. I've been teaching music for the last few months, trying to get the money together for a deposit. I've just rented a flat near the park. It's got 2 bedrooms. One of them's yours. Here's the address. Go and pack your things.
I can't just run away, Mum. Why don't you come back with me and we can sort this out together? Half that house is yours. Half the furniture even. You can't just let him take it all.
No, I can't face him. I can't let him belittle me all over again.
Dad? What are you doing? These are Mum's letters. She wrote that the day she left. It's a month later. No, that's 2 weeks ago. This is unbelievable.
Only for the best, Robert. She was trying to turn you against me. Against the RAF. Against flying. I couldn't allow that.
Some of these were addressed to you and you haven't even opened them. Do you not want to know why she left you? You don't, do you? You're scared of the truth, Dad? I can't believe that you did this.
I told you she was a bad influence.
No, you've always known that I wanted to be a musician and you've always just ignored it.
I've only wanted the best for you.
Will you stop saying that? You wanted what was best for you. If I joined the RAF, you could live it again through me, but you can't. And you're destroying me, just as you destroyed Mum.
Rubbish. Your mother was a selfish woman. Her place was with her family, not gallivanting around the world, playing ridiculous music and having men leering at her.
They didn't leer, they listened. Why didn't you, Dad? But she was so brilliant and you crushed her. It's like you're trying to crush me now. I'm not going to let you, I'm leaving, and you're going to be a lonely old man, surrounded by your stupid little planes.
Robert, don't go, please!
Dad? Dad? Are you all right? Come on.
See you, Jimmy. Take care.
Hey.
Ah.
You got a minute?
You after something? I must have done something right.
Debbie told me that you went to Susie Lucas's funeral.
Yeah. I thought I'd pop over.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Kay got to me, you know, all that forgiveness stuff. Susie Lucas was a very disturbed young woman, and I suppose in the end I felt sorry for her.
It's just that you were so anti her for a long time. I mean, she did nearly kill Kieran. But no, I'm glad that you can forgive her for what she did, and I think that's good.
I have forgiven you too.
I wasn't talking about me.
Who then?
Now, who do you think?
That's completely different.
Yeah, that is completely different. You know, it baffles me, Mac, how you can find it in your hard little heart to forgive someone who kidnaps Kieran, almost kills him.
Julia.
But your own son, your own flesh and blood. Oh, and let's not forget Kieran's brother. Well, we mustn't mention his name, must we? I mean, it's like he just doesn't exist.
Not now, Julia, please.
Yes, now, Mac. I am fed up with skirting round this subject. Look, make the connection here. If you can forgive Susie Lucas, you can forgive Liam.
Susie Lucas was suffering from depression. She was ill.
Ah. And you don't think that Liam has suffered then?
No. Faith suffered.
And what? You think that Liam's just carried on as if none of this ever happened? Oh, come on. You don't seriously believe that? You don't believe he hasn't suffered? That boy has been in and out of counselling ever since he went to Canada. Yes, he has. And he is trying really hard to come to terms with what he has done. And you, his father, the man that he respects more than anyone else in the world, Mac, you've just written him off. You've just written him off as if he's a bad lot. Well, shame on you. Yeah, how could you just wash your hands of him, Mac? He's your son. And whatever you think of what he has done in the past, you should be there for him, and you should be helping him to get through this, because that is what parents do. And I think you should give that some thought.
Sorry I called you. I should have just called the ambulance straight away. I just panicked.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about your test results anyway, but let's leave that till later.
Oh, no, we can talk now if you've got time.
But aren't you going with your father?
I know the test result already. You're going to say that I'm a diabetic.
Well, yes, but...
See, I gave you my girlfriend's urine sample. She's the diabetic.
But I thought you wanted to go into the RAF.
No, that's just it. My father wants me to join, but I want to be a musician like my mother.
Well, why don't you just try and talk to him?
I did tell him. We were arguing when he collapsed. And that's my fault that he's on his way to hospital.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You weren't to know about your father's angina.
You're right. He hates weakness. Why would he tell me he was ill? Look, I'm sorry for deceiving you. It's just that I knew that my father couldn't dispute a test result, and if you're diabetic, then you can't join the RAF, so...
He can't control your life. You'll have to face the truth someday. You ought to go to the hospital. Your father will be shaken by his angina attack, and can you really leave him to wake up on his own?
I didn't think you'd come.
I wasn't going to. How you feeling?
Better. I'm sorry, Robert.
About what?
Upsetting you.
Upsetting me?
You're not making this very easy.
Why should I?
I do care about you, you know.
You've got a strange way of showing it.
Listen, when your mother left, I felt betrayed.
Betrayed? Well, like she sold our family secrets to the Russians.
No. But then everyone knew our relationship had failed.
So? Why'd you hide her letters, my letters?
I couldn't read them. And I couldn't destroy them.
You deprived me of my mother for 6 whole months.
I thought it was for the best.
Will you stop trying to run my life, Dad? What if she never came to find me? What if she really thought that I hated her too?
I loved your mother. But then she went touring with the orchestra and didn't seem to need us anymore. And with the two of you playing together, I felt excluded.
So you stopped her from teaching me?
I thought I'd lose you too.
Well, Mum's going to be a part of my life from now on, Dad. And there's not much you can do about it.
I'm so sorry, Rob. Can you forgive me?
Just because I'm seeing Mum doesn't mean I'm going to stop seeing you.
Will you go and live with your mother now?
I don't know. I've got a lot to think about.
Oh, I hate funerals. I didn't mean that to sound...
Well, it did.
Sorry.
She shouldn't have been in that prison. If she'd had any family, she'd have been out of there in days. But nobody cared.
That's not true. We did.
Well, we didn't do enough. I should have appealed against the remand, and we should have offered to let her stay with us. I said that to you.
Ronnie, we couldn't. I don't know how many times...
If we had, she'd probably still be alive today.
Would you stop blaming yourself? I'm driving, remember? Look, Susie was clinically depressed. Who's to say what she would have done had she got bail?
She should have stayed with us.
You're not thinking clearly. Susie killed herself because, well, maybe she was ready to go. She had Kate's forgiveness. Maybe that was all she needed. There was nothing more that you could have done.
All right, thanks. I feel a lot better now. That's what you said when Michael died. There's nothing you could have done, Ronnie. Stop tormenting yourself.
That's because there wasn't. I'm concerned that you have this irrational belief that somehow you could have changed things. What makes you feel like that?
Are you counselling me?
No.
What is this? The wife thing isn't working, so you're trying on your doctor's hat.
Ronnie, would you stop being stupid?
Gotta go.